This team had a goal beginning the season, was to win the Stanley Cup.
It's not just our dream. We wake up dreaming, how do I win this? And go to sleep dreaming, how do I win this?
Our team is a family. Everybody genuinely will do whatever they can for anybody else in that locker room.
Intercepted by Solani, backhand score!
I absolutely will run your show.
Chris Pryor with a bomb from the blue line. Oh, and a great save by Jaguar. Here's a 2-on-1, scores! Open now, McDonald moves in, he scores! Rob Niedermeyer protects, backhand and scores! Stanley Cup champion.
And now it is my distinct pleasure to introduce to you the new owners of the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim, Henry and Susan Samueli.
I'd say that over the last couple of years, obviously everything started with the new ownership. And, there was a great relief, I think, within the community and for those of us that had been part of the organization that it was local ownership. And from there, Brian Burke comes aboard, and I think anyone who's been around the game knew of the candidates for any open positions at general manager that he was clearly the most qualified.
Now my goals coming here, of course every general manager's goal is to win a championship, bring a Stanley Cup to Anaheim. But also within that, I have some other goals.
I think obviously everybody knew at that point in time that this organization was going in a direction back towards where they had been in 03 from a success standpoint, as well as knowing that maybe the longevity of success year in, year out competing might be something that was in their immediate future.
Burke's first move as GM was to fill the Ducks' coaching vacancy. He chose a man cast in his own image, a taskmaster. Former Norris Trophy winner Randy Carlyle. Carlyle and Burke shared a vision for Anaheim as a fast, physical, fearless team.
Well, good afternoon.
Our personalities, some people might say align at times, and we sometimes have that, I laugh at it when it's that sometimes volatile personality. We're demanding in a sense, but yet we're very, very respectful. Berkey has a statement that he looks upon our players' jobs as for 2.5 hours, you do what you're told, and don't complain about it, because that's just the way it is, and if you don't like it, then come and tell us, and we can make changes.
The GM's next step was to reshape the roster to fit that vision. 6 weeks after he was hired, Burke turned childhood dreams into reality when he signed Rob Niedermeyer's older brother, Scott.
Bringing Scott aboard was a huge statement for this organization right away.
They already had a pretty good defense, but anytime you add Scott Niedermeyer, a Norris Trophy winner and 3-time Stanley Cup winner, it adds it's a real shot in the arm for the organization.
The veteran presence was further bolstered as Anaheim signed a 9-time All-Star, Teemu Selanne. The fan favorite returned healthy, hungry, and energized. Joining Selanne on offense were highly touted rookies Ryan Getzlaf and Corey Perry.
Brian Burke had mentioned from the get-go that what he'd like to do is send those guys to the American League and let them spend an entire year down there. They wouldn't let him coming out of camp because of the way they played.
That was a risky move to bring those kids up, bring Getzlaf and Perry, and to put a lot on them from the outset. But they don't hesitate to put young guys out there on the line and see what they're made of.
Perry walks in, scores! Corey Perry.
Corey Perry, Dustin Penner ultimately, and Ryan Getzlaf, amongst others, Chris Kunitz in there as well, allowed this organization to do some things that maybe other teams can't do.
Burke traded veterans Sergei Fedorov, Peter Sikora, and Sandis Olzelinch in an attempt to alter team chemistry.
When I came here, we weren't in the playoffs. We were about 9th and 10th in the conference, and then we kind of got hot the last 6 weeks and played really well. And one of the things is that Randy's style, you know, for all 82 games is still, it's a style that's suited for the playoffs. It's not fancy. He doesn't like a lot of turnovers, a lot of drop passes, interchanging. It's pretty much north and south, and that's what you have to do in the playoffs to win.
And the Ducks did just that, making an improbable run through a competitive Western Conference.
He's got Paulson with him, 2-on-1. Paulson with the shot, he scores! Back to the line. There's the shot. He picked up by Solani. He shoots, scores!
First, they beat Calgary. Then Ilya Bryzgalov dominated in net as the Ducks swept Colorado in round 2.
This game is over, this series is over, and they go on to the 3rd round.
Only Edmonton stood in the way of a second Stanley Cup final appearance. Seated 8th in the conference, the Oilers were making their own historic run.
Edmonton forcing the play. Right full strength. Score! It's over, and the Oilers move to a berth in the Stanley Cup final, defeating the Anaheim Ducks.
I'm sure anytime it's disappointing to lose a playoff series, especially when you get that far, but I don't think they really viewed it as a disappointment. No one was really expecting this team to advance to that. I think it was a kind of a work in progress, and they realized what they could do. And, you know, with most of the pieces, you know, especially the core pieces returning and intact, I think that's where they thought that this team could now, instead of maybe a 3-year window or so to play for a Stanley Cup, they felt like, okay, they could play for one in the immediate future.
With their sights set on the Cup, Anaheim continued their makeover in the offseason. The franchise was reborn with bite. Uniform colors were changed to black and gold, and the team's new name was simple: the Ducks.
It took the retirement of one of the NHL's greatest forwards to overshadow the fact that Edmonton traded one of the NHL's best defensemen on Monday, fulfilling Chris Pronger's wish to be dealt. And the winner of the Pronger sweepstakes, the Anaheim Ducks.
The mentality for the trade was pretty simple. We got to the conference finals last year and came up short. We lost in 5 games, which was really disturbing because I felt we played better than that. And we sat down afterwards and said, what do we need to get over the hump? What's the one piece missing? Okay, the kids will all be better. What do we need? We felt we needed one more elite defenseman. At the draft, when Edmonton presented us with the opportunity to get Chris, we jumped on it right away. What does he bring? He brings everything. He's big, he's mean, he can shoot, he makes a great first pass, he can run a power play, he can kill penalties, and he's got leadership skills. Got a beautiful setup. There's no excuses for not having a competitive team.
Execute! Do it right!
I think once the trade was made, and now we had, you know, Chris and Scott both on the blue line after the run that we'd had last year with some of the young guys, automatically we felt like it was Stanley Cup or bust.
They made it very clear that they were going to be serious about this from day one, and I think you saw a real professional attitude from even the first day of training camp.
Come across.
You know, this is a group that had a singular goal in mind from day one, and as you saw at the start of the season, they took off right out of the starting gate.
Great pass to Solani, who came right off the bench and scores! Pronger moves it down. Good puck movement, and Andy McDonald scores! Rob Niedermeyer tracks it down. Here's Paulson, and he scores!
I think that we gelled more or less right away and just built up from there.
Perry, who pops it!
We go into games, and every night we just expected to win.
Ryan Getzlaf lets it go, he scored! Ryan Getzlaf wins it in overtime!
That's the exciting thing about this team, is that we're all working as a team and working for one another and working as one out there.
There's Odie. Shoot it! Niedermeyer to Pronger, one-timer, score! Through traffic and deflected on the way!
There were a lot of nights where we probably didn't play our best, but because of the depth in the locker room, we'd win hockey games.
If he scores, they win it. Here is Getzlaf. He scores!
What a start for the Anaheim Ducks. This Duck team has points in 16 consecutive games since the start of the season. That is a new National Hockey League record.
Our team is kind of molded around both the coach and the GM's mentality as to how they want a team to play.
We have an abrasive hockey club, and one of our traits is we allow our players the freedom to play.
This Anaheim team, they tell us, is tough, and they will be hitting all night.
Berkey and Randy, they love big, strong guys that, aren't afraid to drop the mitts.
Bradley and Travis Moen will dance. And it's the right hand of Peros doing damage. Down goes McCarty.
Obviously, we're a team that plays very physical and kind of in your face and a grinding style that can be very exciting and fun to watch.
I think we're finding out that they're almost unstoppable.
When you go 12-0-4 and set an NHL record and go 27-4-6, I think after a while, people sort of gave them the Stanley Cup in December, and that only fueled the expectations.
It's an interesting place to be. I think it's a good test for a team because you really can't take a night off because everyone gets up for that game. A lot of teams are, everywhere you hear, they're using this as a measuring stick to see how their team is.
Unfazed by the pressure placed upon them, the Ducks continued to dominate. Only injuries slowed them down.
Guys were dropping with injuries like flies.
Jean-Sébastien Giguère was out for a while. They were missing Pronger. They were missing Francois Beauchemin for a while. They had several guys out of the lineup.
I think we lost 8 out of 12 games, and they were always saying the Ducks have fallen by the wayside and this and that.
When you're struggling, you're on an island, man, and no one throws you a safety wrap. That's for darn sure.
We looked around the dressing room and took it upon ourselves to show what we were really made of.
Getzlaf side of the goal, Perry. They score on a great pass across. Tollefson loses the puck, gets it back. Down low. Got it to Kunitz, scores! Harry scores right off the draw this time. Nothing Turco could do. A spinorama shelf shot.
They were able to use the All-Star break to get a lot of those guys healthy. And once they came back, they resumed their winning ways.
As the trade deadline approached, the other Western Conference powers grabbed the headlines with high-profile moves. Meanwhile, Brian Burke was largely satisfied with the roster he had carefully assembled, only acquiring gritty veteran Brad May.
The key to the success here, I think, it's that mix. It's the youthful energy with a mix of great leadership in our veteran players. The veteran guys kind of get a kick out of helping out the younger guys because we sure get a kick out of playing with them.
Get rid of that rash or what?
Hey, he's got a great movie quote line. That's personal right there.
That's personal.
Hey, when's the last time Kunitz called you? Yeah, exactly. This is a bad circle. This is the worst group, man. Rent a friend. Fair weather, eh?
We, as an organization, look at the individuals and probably do a little bit more into the character of each one.
Nice bucket. Put it up a little bit higher on your head. Yeah. You want to make a fight video here? Want to get knocked out? Hey, you guys got that on tape, right?
You look at Dustin Penner, Corey Perry, Ryan Getzlaf. They're playing in the room. They're the first ones there in the morning. They're laughing. They're smiling.
Hey, it's all access, bud. All access. You gotta know the truth. Hey, when I had Perry's stick, I had this incredible urge to start toe dragging. Don't worry, be happy.
I think it's a good mix. I think we help each other for sure.
Almost blew it up again, Penner. Oh, that's pretty. Pretty to watch. And really, after an hour and a half of practice, that's all you can come at me with?
The chemistry between us on and off the ice is, it's something. And that explains why we play so well together on the ice.
McDonald across to Solani. He scored!
As the season wound down, it was clear the Ducks had it all. Chemistry, toughness, and the will to win.
Here's Solani alone. He scored! Teemu Solani in overtime. And the Ducks have come from a 4-1 deficit to defeat the Coyotes.
This is just a very good team, no question.
Anaheim captured the Pacific Division title as they held off a spirited San Jose Charge and secured the second seed for the Western Conference.
They've had this goal of the Stanley Cup in mind, and things that may derail other teams or so, they didn't allow that to knock them away from their focus.
Middle of the ice, Scott Niedermayer scores! Niedermayer puts the Ducks in the playoffs with the overtime game winner.
The Ducks had been primed for the playoffs all year, but as their journey was about to begin, the team was dealt some bad news.
Shigera remains in Southern California with his wife. They had a newborn baby the other night who has a serious but not life-threatening condition, and so he is back at home with his family.
You get to the final week of the season, a huge game with San Jose, and Shigera doesn't play because that's the morning that his son is born, and no one's really aware that there's any issues at all with his son until they leave after the San Jose game the next morning to go on the road to play the final 2 regular season games. Then the concern becomes, is he going to be able to be part of this when the playoffs begin?
Ladies and gentlemen, the house is absolutely rocking. There is nothing like it in sports. The Stanley Cup playoffs, and welcome to Game 1 of Series 1, the Ducks and the Wild.
Game 1 had arrived, and though Jiggy had returned after receiving good news about his son, Carlisle felt he needed time before he returned to the ice.
We had a decision to make that we thought would be in the best interest of our hockey club because his mind wouldn't be where it needed to be. And you can't blame the individual. There's things that happen in life that are more important than the game. And this was one of those things.
Before the game, there's a little bit of nerves, you know, knowing that you're not going to have Jiggy in net.
Starting in goal tonight for the Ducks will be Ilya Bryzgalov. He replaced J.S. Shigera for the final 3 regular season games.
But we have a lot of confidence in Briz. He's very athletic and makes key saves. You know that he's going to be ready for the game.
An orange-waving sellout crowd at Honda Center. We're underway in the Stanley Cup playoffs. It doesn't get any better than this time of year.
Stay sharp, Georgie. Let's go now.
Gabrick, drop pass, a quick centering attempt, a shot, they score! And the Wild are on the board.
This is Minnesota Wild hockey, folks.
After surrendering the first goal, Teemu Solani was determined to get his team going.
The regular season is obviously very important, but you knew that this is a different time. You know, you play to get here, and now this is Teemu's chance, and it begins now.
Solani behind the defense, he's in clean to the breakaway, score!
Just a simple little play. Bolsheman throws it up in the air, and he says, go get it, Teemu.
Good shot, brother.
That's a huge goal for the Ducks.
Feeding off Solani's goal, the Ducks began to punish the Wild physically. Bryzgalov stood tall, and the team was off and running.
Against Minnesota from the first game, I mean, they really took control of that series.
Getzlaf fired, he scores! And Bryzgalov turned them away.
Make them pay, make them pay!
It's going to be a physical series with the Anaheim Ducks. This is why the Ducks have been successful all year.
Wow, what a shot by Rob Niedermayer.
Everyone stepped up. They jump out to a 3-0 lead in the series.
Looking for a sweep in Game 4, the Ducks stumbled. Trailing 4-1 late in the game, Carlisle went to his bench.
And we're going to get a goaltending change for Anaheim. You know what? This is a very, very smart play by Randy Carlisle.
And for the first time in the postseason, we'll get a look at J.S. Shigera.
Jiggy was back, and he proved he was ready to take charge. Back home for Game 5, the Ducks wanted to close things out.
To the slot, Harris all alone and a save by Giguère.
That's a big stop by Jair Giguère.
Giguère again gives no rebound. Niedermayer's shot doesn't get through. Loose rebound. Score! Getzlaf! That's going to do it. The hockey game is over, and the Ducks have eliminated the Minnesota Wild in 5 games with a 4-1 victory here this evening at Honda Center.
And Johnny, Game 5 was probably Anaheim's most impressive game of the series.
That really started this postseason run, kind of let everyone know that they would be around for a while.
Next up, Vancouver, who featured one of the game's greatest goalies.
Going into the first playoff series for the Vancouver Canucks, all the focus on Roberto Luongo. MVP season, but he had never been in the playoffs. Answered the first test in flying colors, but he will face a different challenge against Anaheim.
Like, you see all the tapes of him making acrobatic saves, and Luongo is an elite goaltender.
The main focus is always to get in front of him and get rebounds. I mean, you're hardly ever going to beat him on a shot that he can see.
You have to try not to get frustrated. You have to know that there's times where even though you may outplay your opponent, that Luongo's just going to keep them in. I mean, he's that good a goaltender.
And Luongo lived up to expectations.
Luongo a save! Unbelievable! Roberto Luongo is spectacular.
Until fellow All-Star Andy McDonald broke through.
And that did get through, picked up by McDonald, he scored! Solani was beat, McDonald gets into the back and he scores! McDonald with a shot, score! Andy McDonald with the hat trick.
Andy's a guy that you have to be happy for. He really is a great offensive player.
Well, we're going to be here a little while. It's going to take some time to get all these apps off the ice.
So quick and so fast, and just has great vision and great at finding people, and can finish as well. He's the total package.
The celebration would be short as the Canucks got the split in Game 2. Heading into Vancouver, the Ducks needed to regain home ice advantage.
What a save!
Game 3 was a crucial contest, one that would highlight the depth of talent the Ducks possessed.
Whether it was on the score sheet or a defenseman making a great play, blocking a shot, there was always some guy that was in the spotlight, and that made it really tough to defend against us because, well, who do you stop?
Now most of it is there, score! Puck is in the net!
That's what really makes this team so special, There's no egos. Everybody had a role to do. We all accepted. We did so much hard work.
They don't have an answer for that line. Big guys, the young kids, Getzlaf, Perry, Penner, Big Ooh, all they can do is try and contain.
The regulation victory secured home ice, but Game 4 would take extra time to settle.
Niedermayer from the blue line, screen shot, hit a crowd, rebound, they score! Travis Moen on a rebound through a crowd, and Anaheim takes a stranglehold on this series, leading 3-1, an overtime winner.
We get contributions from everybody, and we needed that for us to be successful.
With the comforts of home and a rabid crowd behind them, it was the Niedermayer brothers' chance to shine in overtime.
Vancouver Canucks try to dig it free. It finally comes to Hansen. Oh, look out! He is leveled by Rob Niedermayer. Score! Oh, my! The Ducks win it!
I don't think a lot of people in the building saw the goal. I know that a lot of people in the building threw their heads back when they saw the hit by Rob Niedermayer.
I just stepped into him, and the puck bounced right to Scott, and we were throwing everything at Luongo.
It's funny when they do stuff like that, it's they seem to find a way in just because it's Scotty, and things like that follow him around.
Pretty amazing. My first overtime goal in the playoffs ever. And then to have my brother come in and just make a huge hit. The puck comes to me, and a bit of a lucky shot, a lucky play. The goaltender was distracted, and it ends up going in the net.
I couldn't have written a better script myself.
The Ducks had rolled through the first 2 rounds. The conference final promised to be very different. This battle would be waged in a familiar city against an all-too-familiar coach.
Here's Detroit, a team that when you last played them in the playoffs in 2003, they were the defending Cup champions, and you swept them in the first round. It was the beginning of Giguère's tremendous run to the Conn Smythe Trophy. The Ducks end up in the Stanley Cup Finals that year, and oh, by the way, the coach, Mike Babcock, is now the coach of the Detroit Red Wings.
So it almost seems like it's sort of inevitable that those teams will meet in the playoffs.
Wouldn't it be great for Babcock to put the playoff hopes down the tubes for Anaheim?
Joe Louis Arena hadn't been a great place for the Ducks at all in their history. I think 2 regular season wins in all. And a lot of Ducks fans said, you know, oh no, Detroit.
Playing Detroit, you can get, you know, starstruck or mesmerized when they have the puck and all of a sudden, you know, it's in your net.
And this year they were supposed to do it. This was supposed to be their year.
Games 1 and 2 would prove to be the heavyweight battle that everyone expected.
Stopped there by Jaguar.
That was stopped by Hasek. Centering pass, score!
And a shot, score! Chris Kunitz. Ricochet off someone. They score! Oh, what a hit. Oh, what a great save made by Jaguar. Moving in. Oh, what a save, Hasek.
Now at the side of the net, they score! Rob Niedermeyer.
Big one to the slot. Looks for a shot.
A couple bounces in game 1, and they're down 1-0, and then in game 2 they find themselves in overtime, and now you're a bounce or a shot away from being down 0-2.
Break down Rob Niedermeyer to Scott. In front, shoots, scores! Scott Niedermeyer scores the game winner, and the series tied at 1 apiece.
Scott Niedermeyer is a big-time player. Here he is, you know, stepping up and scoring a goal from a spot a lot of defensemen don't score goals from, but that's Scott Niedermeyer. He's a big-time player in big-time games, in big-time situations.
To come in their building and get one, especially in overtime, if you don't get that one, who knows which way the series turns.
After splitting the games 1 and 2 in Detroit, the Ducks took the series back to Anaheim, hoping to use home ice advantage as a catalyst.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome
Yeah, in playoffs, it's a funny thing, momentum. People always talk about how you have the momentum, they have the momentum, and I've always said all along that momentum is great between games, but the minute that puck drops, one quick shift and the momentum is switched back to whatever team it is.
Samuelson fed one from they score! A pass across on a feed!
Here comes Holmstrom with a 10. He scores! Thomas Holmstrom on the rush.
Sometimes the will is there, but the execution isn't. And right now, Detroit's just a sharper, quicker, more confident team.
Came in there and they just they schooled us.
Going to be a goaltending change here for the Ducks.
Sabres got a rebound, score! Very first shift after the goaltending change. It is hammered home, and the Red Wings have a 4-0 lead.
And the roof is falling in on Anaheim.
But the worst was yet to come.
With Prager, Holmstrom, and Prager, and Rob Niedermeyer converts on Holmstrom. He's down. Thomas Holmstrom is down. Brad Watson's got his arm up in the air. And he's going to call Rob Niedermeyer for a penalty. But Thomas Holmstrom bleeding and down for Detroit.
Dominic Hasek and the Red Wings take a 2-1 lead in this best-of-7 series with a decisive win by a score of 5-0.
Game 3 seemed to really epitomize maybe this isn't the Ducks' time.
Game 4 would be a monumental test. With the series on the verge of slipping away, Anaheim would attempt to even the score without one of their best.
Big task for the Ducks. They're down 1 game in the series, and their most significant player to suspension, Chris Pronger.
We knew that to replace Prongs, not one guy could just do it on his own. We needed to be better as a group to replace him.
And they would be from the opening draw.
Bertuzzi gets it to the line, but not intercepted here by Corey Perry with a drive. He scores! 1 minute and 37 seconds into this game 4.
And it across, Getzlaff, follow-up, Jackman, score!
Everyone kind of knew that, if we play our game, don't take too many penalties, we don't get undisciplined, we stick to it. that we can beat this team.
Getzlaf once more, and a shot, score!
Anaheim would succeed in evening the series 2 games apiece, but just barely.
Picked up by the Red Wings, Cleary, he tips it in!
Samuelson ahead, he's got Cleary, save, Giguère!
It was Giguère that really kind of held, held the line when Detroit was coming at them.
I kind of sat with my back to the TV and turned the volume off. I'm like, just get this thing over with and get the win.
You know, everybody had to raise their level of play 10-15% to make up for the absence of Prongs. And he stole the one for us.
With the series now tied, Anaheim looked to ride the momentum back to Hockeytown. But the Wings were ready.
Chance for Lilia. He scored! Andreas Lilia on a bad change makes it 1-0 Detroit.
Detroit was playing a good game, and they were able to, dictate the pace by getting the puck to the right areas.
It's all Detroit right now.
I mean, I was like, oh my God, one of these goals have got to go in, or Jiggy's standing on his head there. They should be up 4-0.
Oh, and a save by Giguère! Samuelson with a blast, save by Giguère!
He holds them to 1 goal.
Got a shot on a save by Giguère.
That was certainly his stamp game or his signature game on the playoffs.
He'll battle you right to the end, and he played great for us.
Giguère is at the hash mark.
Randy Carlyle takes a chance with, I think, 1:45 to go, pulls Giguère.
And then there's a minute left, and Scotty shoots one and it hits off a stick.
Here's Solani, front Scott Niedermayer, he scores! And the Ducks tie it up with 47 seconds left.
Horn sounds, and 60 minutes have been played.
Really, for about 58 minutes, the Red Wings dominated the game. But as the Ducks have kind of shown throughout these playoffs, they have this knack for kind of seizing the big moment.
Oh, he stuffed it off, and it's intercepted by Solani. Backhand score! Andreas Lilia just gave the puck away, and Solani wins it for Anaheim, and they have a chance to clinch it on home ice.
J.S. Giguère was absolutely spectacular. Absolutely spectacular.
That's what a goaltender can do, especially when he's at the top of his game, is that he can keep his team in games until they kind of find themselves.
And it would be more of the same in Game 6. The Ducks would come out strong, jumping to a 3-0 lead. And with Detroit rallying, Giguère would come up huge yet again.
Right now, Jean-Sébastien Giguère is the only reason the Red Wings haven't forged ahead here.
If we win this game, we're going to the finals, and no one wants to be the guy to let his man beat him or to be beat on a breakaway. And I think we were just letting Detroit come in waves and waves.
Oh, what a save here by J.S. Giguère!
He's just a warrior. Every day he's challenged you, and he just hates when somebody scores.
He's a guy that, you want to have in your foxhole.
5 seconds remaining. The Ducks get to it and they clear. The Anaheim Ducks are going to the Stanley Cup final for the second time in franchise history.
I'm not sure I've seen a guy focus through adversity like J.S. Giguère did here.
Everything what he had to go through with his family and everything, and he still was able to play in that level. If some things bother you, it's hard to bring you a game, and Jiggy still found it somewhere, and I'm so proud of this guy.
Have a baby with a serious medical issue and refocus and play it like he did. I've never seen anything like it. 20 years, I've never seen anything like it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals here at the Honda Center in Anaheim, California. It's the Ottawa Senators, the team from Canada's capital, finally fulfilling their promise and standing on the brink of a championship. And the young, hungry Anaheim Ducks, who are looking to bring the Stanley Cup to California for the first time.
Let's go, Ducks! Ducks, baby! SoCal!
dream of as a kid growing up and playing for the Stanley Cup in front of your parents, and it's something special, and when you get that chance, you're never going to forget it.
We're 4 wins away, and that's all it is for the Stanley Cup.
It's pretty much what you dream about. I mean, it's, you know, just to have the opportunity to win it.
Trying to stay in the moment because who knows when I'll get this chance again.
At this point in my career, you assume it's the last time that you get to do this, and you just want to leave it all on the table, give everything you have, and just hopefully it's enough.
You play 15 years and you don't even have a chance to go to finals. It's tough, you know. That's everybody's dream, and when you realize you're gonna play for a Stanley Cup final, the feeling was very, very exciting, and we knew that we earned the opportunity to win something what it's biggest in hockey.
At this time, we draw your attention to center ice for a very special honorary puck drop. Please welcome the Chief Executive of the great state of California, Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Look at Arnie! Commando, baby! Hey? And Arnie and Commando was sick. That's the barbarian. Kindergarten club, bud.
Let the pursuit of the puck begin.
All right, let's do it. Hey, hey, take it in. On the ice now, let's do it, baby, come on.
Well, here we go, the opening faceoff of the 2007 Stanley Cup Final, and we are underway as Spezza gets control.
Well, there's no doubt about the fact that the Spezza line has to be held under control, or Ottawa's going to win the 4th series of these 07 playoffs. That's a tall order.
Flipped up off the high glass and steered ahead to Teemu Selanne, who brings it on. And a penalty coming out.
That's going to be on Scott Niedermayer. Just introducing himself, boys. Just introducing himself. Here we go.
This is what they wanted. Good start, and power play might get them a good start. Let's see what happens.
Scrap 4, and then it's Comrie. On back to Mazzaros across the Fisher, and a shot went off the glove of Jaguar. And popped in. It's a goal. A power play goal.
Yeah! That's good talk. Yeah. That's all right, boys. That's all right. All right, boys. Come on now.
Who
the f are you?
And now May having words with the Ottawa bench.
That was fun, eh? Watch this.
Drew Miller with a shot that went off of Ray Embry. Pitched on back past the Michigan Stater, Drew Miller. And around it comes now to Wade Redden, who is shouldered by Miller. Puck popped up again. Selanne fed. McDonald score!
And as quickly as that, you can hardly blink an eye, and Anaheim comes back to tie it.
Bring on, boys!
This game has changed because Anaheim started to get physical.
Senators looking a little overwhelmed right now. And they continue to pound them.
Buddy, I absolutely will run your show.
Anaheim is winning the battle along the boards. And that's what is allowing him to get scoring chances, keeping the puck in the zone.
After outshooting and physically dominating the Sens in the first, lack of discipline swung the momentum Ottawa's way in the second.
Comrie worked over repeatedly with those lacrosse checks from behind by Getzlaf. To a side battle behind. Down to the ice goes Comrie again. And the call being made by the trailing official.
There's no reason to take a cross-check, and the momentum of the game can change when you start taking penalties.
Alfredson back of the net. Sends up a Corvo. His shot. Knocked down by Jaguar. Corvo again. Hits the post. Redden winds low to Spezza. Spezza back up high. Alfredson. Redden, his shot. Scores! Over the shoulder of Jaguar. Ottawa takes a 2-1 lead.
At this time of year, there's no room to give away goals. There's no time to give away games there by bad mistakes and bad penalties there. It's going to be tough for them to win this series there if they continue to take the penalties they did in that second period.
They can't hold this for very long, boys. They're playing our game. Let's go. Boys, keep going here. Keep going here. I'm coming.
They've always had a bend and not break mentality. They'll come back in this period. They'll get their chances. It would not surprise me to see them tie it up early.
Duck down at center ice, and the Ducks have it again. Coming in. The pass. Getzlaf. Backhander scores. Getzlaf. Beautiful goal.
boys, let's go.
Mazzaro's run to the ditch by Rob Niedermeyer. Then Alfredson. Picked away by Rob Niedermeyer. Paulson has a man in front. It's Muller. Save made by Emery.
Yeah, boys. Our game. Let's go. Let's go.
Right now it is 2-2 on the scoreboard. 3:07 to go here in the third period. Face-off controlled by the Ducks. It comes to Scott Niedermeyer. Hands it off in deep for Travis Moan. Bumped there by Wade Redden. Moan protects the puck back to the point. Scott Niedermeyer again sends it deep. His brother Rob is there. Avoids a Mazzaro check. Here's Moan. He scores! Travis Moan has given the Ducks their first lead of the game.
What a blow. What a play.
Travis Moan. The Paulson line has outplayed the Spezza line tonight. Clearly.
Get this done, guys. We got this here.
6 attackers now for Ottawa trying to tie it.
Now it comes to the near side for Spezza. Spezza top of the circle, 15 seconds remaining. Heatley lost his stick, was back to the bench. A shot here deflected by Shagir. Fisher centering pass, quick shot. Wilson! I think he gets his glove on that.
He did.
It's cleared up the near side. It'll be held in by Fisher. Will they get another shot to the net? No. Game 1 is over. The Anaheim Ducks win it by a final score of 3-2.
Oh, what a save. What a save. What a final save by Shagir.
Talk about the magic of the third period for this Ducks team, especially in the playoffs. Seems like you guys seem to turn it up when you need to turn it up.
Well, we'd like to not have to do that. You want to play with the lead as much as possible, but I think going in that third period, everybody in here understood what needed to be done, and fortunate enough tonight we won.
You look at it as the game we could win today. That's all I look at. Why look at more than that? This one's gone now, and we have to get ready for the second game, and that's the most important one on our plate right now. Thank you.
As Game 2 began, Ottawa was looking for their big scoring line to strike. Down the hallway, it was Anaheim's top defensive trio, Travis Moan, Sammy Paulson, and Rob Niedermeyer, that kept the Sens in check, stole the show in Game 1, and looked for a repeat performance.
You just can't say enough about those guys.
First of all, they're great character guys. They're great team guys. They put all their own selfish interests behind them, and they do everything to help the team win. So right from the get-go, you've got some great people who think team first.
Now Wade Redden is bumped to the ice, and the Ducks have it now. Rob Niedermeyer, top of the circle, sets it up for Travis Moan. A shot that was blocked in front.
They're so good is because all three of them can skate very well. All three of them are physical, and eventually they're going to get good scoring opportunities because of that.
Comes it back in deep for Rob Niedermeyer. He was dangerous throughout Game 1, and this line was the line that scored the winning goal. And a bouncing puck toward Emery goes in just wide. Paulson tries to jam it in.
For a line to be successful, a checking line to be successful, you have to develop a good chemistry. That showed because they were together all year. It's the only line that was together all year long.
Me, Robbie, Sammy, we clicked, and we just went out, worked hard every night. Didn't care who got credit for goals, and our main role though was defensive. To play good defensively every night, and if we could chip in, we chip in.
Niedermeyer on the backhand. By Emery, and he hangs on.
I think the biggest thing that our line has is trust. I think that's the key word for us, that if I'm going to be in a certain position, they're going to be backing me up, or, same goes for them.
The matchups are so important now. The lead going in the third period. 12:15 remaining. The next goal has got to be, well, needless to say, huge.
We just need one.
We call Sammy Paulson a Viking because nothing can stop him.
That's broken up and back the other way is Paulson with some speed up the right side. Paulson darts to the middle and scores! They do it again! The checking line for Anaheim.
Boy, is he a piece of work or what?
This guy is Mr. Everything for Anaheim in this round and in these playoffs.
Yes, sir, it's a great night in Southern California. But I'll tell you something, this series is not done yet.
Yeah, best line, unbelievable.
Better than you?
I want to say so.
Really?
Because you know what? We need those guys. They're unbelievable.
That line has now hit back-to-back game-winning goals. Can you speak to what that line has done for this team?
Well, that's what you need in the playoffs. You need it from different people. You're not going to have one line score every game and carry you through the whole way. And that line has played great. They've done a lot of important things for this team. And right now, obviously, by chipping in offensively, it's a big bonus for us.
You guys are halfway home, but obviously no one wins a cup after 2.
No, you got that right. You know, we're going into a building where I'm sure they love to play. And, you know, we just took care of what we had to here at home, and now we're going on the road for some big games. So it doesn't get any easier, that's for sure.
When you think of the first 2 games and how the games were won, yes, they were 1-goal games, but clearly Anaheim was the much better team in both those games. They dominated at even strength. And for Ottawa to try and find something positive that happened in those first 2 games is difficult.
Get your program! Game 3 Stanley Cup Finals!
Though they faced an uphill climb, the Senators were welcomed home with open arms by their city and their country.
The city is just crazy right now. It's unbelievable to play in front of that crowd and to know you have the whole support from the whole town behind you.
Teams in the history of this final series have lost the first 2 games on the road. 29 of those 30 have lost. History is not on the side of the Ottawa Senators.
Randy Carlyle, the coach of the Ducks, says this is the strongest mentally we have ever had to be. The home crowd will influence the energy level for their team.
Their fans were unbelievable. Like they were loud, and going into that barn was pretty intimidating.
It is a sea of red inside this arena tonight. Neal and Moen are having a little set-to here, just jostling before the puck is even dropped.
The starts for the Senators, the first 2 games of the series have been very good. They just haven't been able to sustain that pressure.
Vermette centering pass on, a great save by Giguère. Oh, what a hit there that came from Chris Neal. Pasted down to the ice was O'Donnell.
Sit down, O'Donnell! Sit down!
Go to the net.
Kelly at the goal line, centers, deflection, score!
Here's Redden, that shot, that's off a skate.
Sabrikin in the corner. Takes the hit from Beauchemin back in front. McCammon swings it in front, scores! Pronger scores on his own goal!
Having seen their opportunity to take complete control of the series slip away, the Ducks' frustration level began to rise until it crossed the line.
Here's McCammon, his shot, that save. Couldn't get to the rebound as he was laid out by Pronger.
He was out before he hit the corner boards. He took a vicious elbow from Chris Pronger.
The question is going to be, does Chris Pronger get another suspension?
The stage was now set for the most crucial game of the series.
Anaheim Ducks defenseman Chris Pronger has been suspended for Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final.
We feel that the player did not intentionally try to hurt the McCammon. It was one of those things that fortunately had happened, and we have to live by the league's decision. And that's the rules in which we play under, and you accept it and you move on. It's just a piece of adversity that we have to deal with.
Chris Pronger suspended for tonight's game for the hit on Dean McCammon.
The big buzz in the series generated with the suspension of Chris Pronger.
Joe DePenta takes Pronger's place on the Ducks roster tonight.
We have to play as a team. We have to play as well as we can with the structure that Randy wants us, the way to play, the way to forecheck, the way to defend. All those things are really what adds up and makes the biggest difference at the end of the night. Doesn't matter who you have in your lineup.
With the Senators surging and Chris Pronger on the sidelines, the Ducks needed J.S. Giguère to once again frustrate an opponent who had renewed confidence.
Here we go. Ottawa trying to tie the series. And it knifed away by Heatley. Plays it front, Spencer, shot followed by Giguère. Nice try, that's the Spencer got it around, backhander by Heatley is stopped. Moving in, pricing a shot, kicked aside. As going down on the play was Marchand. To the back it comes, Mazzaro's a shot, blocked off by Giguère.
We knew they were going to come out hard like that, in front of their fans. Their back was against the wall. They had to come out hard, and Jiggy played unbelievable in that first period.
It's carried right back by Danny Heatley, lays it on to Spencer, send it to Heatley, and a great save by Giguère. Wonderful opportunity denied by the skilled goaltender.
I mean, it could have easily been 3 or 4-0 for them, and he just stood on his head and made some unbelievable saves.
Giguère held his ground, but sloppy play and untimely penalties finally caught up to the Ducks in the waning moments of the first.
And around it goes for Fisher to run into Beauchemin. Fisher sent it behind. Shaper out to Alfredson. Score! With 3/10 of a second to go.
We were playing so bad. We had to play better as a team, and we were just...
I mean, we were down 1 goal. We hadn't played great.
The leader stepped up in the room, Scotty, Robbie, Teemu.
Jiggy said a few things, and he doesn't normally say a lot, and it was kind of like, you know what, you're right. And he said to me after, and on the bus, he said, do you think I went a little too overboard there? I said, no. I said, because it was a wake-up call. We needed it.
The veteran voices were heard, and as the second period began, the tide turned.
Ottawa better get on their horse here. They want to stay up 1-0. Forecheck pressure by Anaheim, huge.
Olsen and handed back to O'Donnell for a shot. Kicked out by Emery. Rebound! Oh, and it wouldn't go for Rob Niedermeyer.
And control the motion. First it was Anaheim that wasn't playing with it. Now it's Ottawa that's not playing whistle to whistle.
The Ducks had reestablished their dominance.
We relaxed and we started playing our game. And once we played our game, we showed it all year long. We're an unbeatable team.
Sent further by Perry, sent to McDonald, around in front, peels off and a shot. He scores!
Great play, Matt.
A minute later, McDonald broke the tie.
Niedermeyer brings it ahead in this 1-1 tie. 9 minutes to go. Nice beat on the open now, and McDonald moves in. He scores! What a play! And McDonald with a backhander, as he has a back-breaking goal to make it 2-1 in favor of the Ducks.
Definitely, the biggest goals I've ever scored, and it's something I always remember. I mean, it's that feeling that day you just scored a goal in the Stanley Cup Finals.
I think right now Ottawa just wants to get out of this period only down by 1.
But Ray Emery refused to let Anaheim land the knockout blow.
Rob Niedermeyer, he picks up a man in Beauchemin, gave it to him. Oh, what a glove grab by Emery!
And the Senators showed they weren't done yet.
Played it along once more, and it is Eves. Through one across, goal!
We knew that there was going to be times when we were going to be taxed and we were going to be needing somebody to step to the forefront.
In the third period of Game 4, it was Teemu Selanne's time to shine.
Nudge to McDonald. Played to Selanne. Selanne with speed, able to turn it by. Selanne peels off. He's got Penner. Score! Dustin Penner on the feed from Selanne, and it's 3-2 Ducks.
Nobody would have thought that we would have beat the Detroit Red Wings without Chris Pronger in our lineup. Nobody thought we could beat the Ottawa Senators without Chris Pronger in our lineup. Both games he was suspended for, both games we had complete team games, but we had some individuals step outside of the norm and stepped up and had big-time hockey games for us.
Ziggy, what can I say, bud? Sick.
We came here, we got the split, but it's a lot of character over there, and we're fully expecting to get their best effort Game 5.
Nothing comes easily. You have to earn this opportunity, and that's what we have done now. But still, we keep pushing forward.
Teemu Selanne now stood on the cusp of realizing his NHL dream, the culmination of an incredible journey that began as a record-setting rookie in 1993.
He initially became a star in Winnipeg, but was traded to Anaheim and really, I think, really kind of helped put this franchise on the map.
Selanne intercepts Selanne for the game winner. He scores! Tyler Selanne!
Although Teemu blossomed into a superstar, that success did not carry over into the playoffs. He moved on to San Jose and Colorado, but those stops were marred by injuries. Selanne persevered and returned to Southern California.
He had that tough year in Colorado, and I don't think people realized how bad his knee was that year. And I think that he was able to rehab his knee and come back.
We are very fortunate to get him back. He's the face of our franchise, on the road and at home. He's our most popular player.
To see him skate the way he did that first season back in Anaheim, the smile on his face and the attitude he brought to the locker room every single day, you could tell he was Teemu Selanne again. Solanne's in again, backhand score! Number 1,000 for Teemu!
Teemu was one of the elite players in this league, and you don't get to 500 goals by accident.
McDonald in front, tip, score! Number 500, Teemu Selanne!
He's the kind of player that I want to be, and a guy who comes to the rink every day and has fun.
This guy's got 1,000 points in this league. Look at this. No camera.
I tell him all the time, he makes it worthwhile for me to come to work every day because not too many times in this business you can come and find a guy smiling all the time, and that's a tremendous thing for the young guys to see.
We could be on the road somewhere, it could be 30 below, a cab could have splashed him with water, and he comes in and he's happy. He does not have bad days. It's a gift.
Even with the Stanley Cup one game away, Teemu didn't forget where he came from.
Teemu Selanne told his friends, 15 of them are here. Those are 2 of them proudly waving the flag of Finland. He said, guys, if I ever get to the Stanley Cup final, I will bring you over. And true to his word, these many years later, that's a friend. That is a friend indeed.
Hall of Famer, for sure. 1,000 games, 1,000 points, 500 goals. What else does a guy have to accomplish but win the Stanley Cup?
Precious Hardware coming through! Precious Hardware, property of the Ducks!
We are ready for Game 5 of the 2007 Stanley Cup Final, and a lot of people in the hockey world have a feeling that it's going to end tonight.
You have everything really in your favor. To be at home in Game 5 and an opportunity to win, I'll take those chances any day.
Capacity crowd sensing this could be a night of nights in Southern California.
We knew it was going to be tough, but, we wanted to win it for our fans in front of them in our own rink, and it was going to take, 60 minutes of great hockey.
What a start here in Game 5.
Yeah, boys, here we go.
This Ducks team is coming on awfully hard.
He's looking behind them, boys. Let's go. You're banging here, Cootie.
With Ottawa handcuffed by penalties to start the game, the Ducks look to strike with a 2-man advantage.
Back to Pronger, then on to Getzlaf. Getzlaf holds and then turns to McDonald. Anaheim 7-0, and they score first in these playoffs.
Win battles, win battles.
Ottawa coming alive here now in the second half of this first period.
Spezza, oh, what a save! Spezza with half an open net, and Francois Beauchemin made the save for Giguère.
That's it, boys, that's it. Go get another one, boys. Go get another one. Yeah, boys.
Ottawa back on his heels again as the Ducks seem to have charged it up a bit. Ahead comes Rob Niedermeyer, protect, backhanded,
score! Tired of his team getting pushed around, Ottawa captain Daniel Alfredsson took matters into his own hands.
Here's Alfredsson to the corner for Fisher. Fisher back in front. Here's Alfredsson. His shot scores! Daniel Alfredsson over the shoulder of Giguère. Ottawa's on the board.
Big goal! Big goal!
A devastating miscue would quickly shift the momentum back to the Ducks.
Phillips back to the net. Pressured, loose puck, scores! Oh, no. Miss Chris Phillips bobbles the puck beside his own goal, and the Ducks have a 3-1 lead, and they had nothing to do with it.
Let's get one right here, LP.
Alfredsson pushes the puck ahead, breaks it in the Anaheim zone. He shoots, he scores! What a goal by Daniel Alfredsson!
We gotta skate, boys. We gotta skate harder. We gotta pursue, boys.
It's all about us getting back, boys. Come on. They'd have a chance to really win this game, Ottawa, but they keep shooting themselves in the foot.
They're back to within one now as McDonald throw it back for Boschman. He's gone!
That'll work now!
This crowd erupts here at Honda Center.
And the crowd continues to chant Emery. Pretty soon, if this keeps going, it'll be Stanley.
And that will do it. 2 periods in the books.
All that was said in our locker room was don't sit back, don't take anything for granted here. Keep pushing for that next goal, make them play.
And here we go for period number 3 in game number 5. Will this crowd sit down? Maybe not. They're all standing, cheering on the Ducks, who are leading by a score of 4-2.
To be honest, I was pretty nervous coming into the third. We were up by 2 goals, but you know, it can change very quickly in this game.
Deep into the Ottawa zone, Emery plays it on the forehand, low around the boards, comes out to Scott Niedermayer, quick shot, scores!
Chris Pronger said we have to have a closer's mentality in game 5. He would still say that now, and his team seems to have it.
Just when it looked like Anaheim would pull away for good, they reopened the door for the Senators.
And it's brought out by Vermette with a chance. Vermette moving on in, couldn't get the shot away. Penalty shot!
Antoine Vermette versus J.S. Giguère.
Never has either been involved in one of these in the playoffs. No!
Antoine Vermette's missed opportunity began the countdown to the cup.
Watching that clock tick down and you're looking at it, you don't realize it, but you're looking at it every 7 or 8 seconds sometimes. You know, guess what? The pace doesn't change.
8 3/4 minutes away.
But you're still looking. You're looking down the ice, looking up the clock, looking down the ice, and just praying that this thing get down.
A little over 7 minutes to go.
I'd look at the clock and it'd be like only 10 seconds gone by. I'm like, what's taking this clock so long to tick down?
I didn't feel comfortable with the game until we scored the 6th goal.
A pass came loose.
When Corey Perry scored the 6th goal, I knew we were going to win the Stanley Cup.
At that point, the clock isn't going that slow. You're enjoying it. You know that unless you put 2 guys on the ice, you're probably going to get it done. And that's a neat situation to be in. I mean, you saw some of the guys in the bench, sort of the emotions coming up before the game was over.
The last 3 minutes was tough because when you have a dream and when you're so close, you start getting really emotional.
5 seconds remaining. 4, 3, 2, 1, and the Anaheim Ducks are the 2007 Stanley Cup champions.
The words through the 4 rounds are passion, sacrifice, heart, and destiny. They had them all.
I love you, buddy.
And the tears you're going to see from Anaheim are tears of joy. The tears that you see from Ottawa, are tears of sorrow.
Your time is going to come.
Scott Niedermayer wins the Conn Smythe Trophy, playoff MVP, wearing the captain's C, the leader of the team. A little extra hardware before he moves right back out to receive the big one.
Scott Niedermayer, come on back up. It's your turn to hoist the cup.
I thought I was going to get emotional. I was feeling it in my stomach, and maybe it just happened so fast I didn't have time to just sort of let that take over.
Will his brother be second? Yes.
There's a bunch of guys in this team I would have loved to have handed to. You know, there's no question about that. But I guess I just felt that there was one pretty easy choice, being my brother.
I know he wanted to win a cup so badly for me, and you know what? When he passed me that cup, I was I just couldn't control myself. I remember the tears were just coming down, and it was just a great feeling.
First time for Rob. There's a first time for Chris Pronger. And a first time for Tamo.
Realization of a dream.
It was incredible. You know, I've seen so many times when some great players they raise the cup, and they're so happy, and you always dream about that you're gonna be in their shoes one day, and unbelievable.
It's the ultimate, you know, satisfaction. You know, you celebrate as a team. Everybody's having fun. Everybody's in a good mood. And then you get Timo that's always in a good mood. He's even in better mood right now. So how can you go wrong? You know, he's such a good guy, and to be able to do that with him, it makes it even more special. And it's just, you know, I'm so glad that I was able to experience that.
Now we get to some of the younger guys. The future and the future hope that they might be able to do this yet again.
It's unreal. I mean, it seems like it was a dream, you know, just to raise the cup, to get it and put it above your head. It was amazing.
It's so exciting. I mean, it was, it's very difficult to describe in words. I mean, you keep saying the word unbelievable.
Savor the moment. You'll never forget this moment. Holding the Stanley Cup.
It's not just our dream. We wake up dreaming, how do I win this? You go to sleep dreaming, how do I win this? And to finally get a chance to do it, well, it's been awesome.
It's pretty much what you dream about. I mean, it's, you know, just to have the opportunity to win it. I mean, it's every player is superstitious and doesn't want to go around the cup, doesn't want to really touch it or be photographed with it and all the rest of it. But I was, I think it was about 8. The cup was on a road trip, and it was in Winnipeg for one of my hockey tournaments I was at. And there's a group of about 7 of us that had our picture around the cup, and it's sitting at my parents' place, and now I can add this one right next to it, and I actually won it this time, so it makes it a little more sweeter.
I'm closing in on the footsteps, and outside almost still. Oh, boys.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Two boys. They did a great job. They did a great job. They're great guys.
Oh, no.